Aquí soltamos tickets y después estamos freaky, yeah. La bebé se pone piqui, pero es bien cool para perrear, yeah. Ya se ve, ahora me enfoco en usted. Sabes cómo quiero verte, mami, cómo me quieres ver. Soltémonos más, bebé. Esta rumba está ten. In the club como 50 Cent. Esa Barbie quiere su Ken. Ey, ay, bebé. Esta rumba está ten. In the club como 50 Cent. Esa Barbie quiere su Ken. Arriba esa actitud, pero el booty para abajo.
Donianos, ¿qué tal? Bienvenido una vez más a Mundo Hat-Trick. Aquí tenemos la segunda parte de un ser especial que ha venido, que me quiere quitar el puesto de Mundo Hat-Trick, pero no lo va a conseguir porque al final voy a tener yo más suscriptores que él, ya verás, no es broma. Aquí tenemos a Papa Miss. Papa Miss, ¿qué tal?
Hey everyone, great being here in Mundo Hat-Trick for part 2.
Albert, ¿qué tal?
Aquí estamos, aquí seguimos con Papa Miss.
Muy bien, pues bueno, vamos a seguir con el vídeo, a hablar de preguntas, a hablar de muchas cosas, ¿vale? Dile que me ha roto el alma cuando ha dicho que no se puede jugar, que no se puede ganar la Master solo con juveniles, que venía yo aquí pues ilusionado, que me dijera Papa Miss que sí, que al final sí que no.
He's absolutely devastated about when you said that it's impossible to win the Hat-Trick Masters with homegrown players, and he had the illusion that you would say it's possible, but he's devastated.
Maybe Arcanto can do it.
Dice que tal vez tú lo consigues.
Dile que voy a tener que renovar varios de nuevo, ya a partir de hoy.
He's saying he'll have to renew some of the players from now.
No problem.
Para terminar, háblame de tus costumbres. Espérate, no, esta no es. Vale, supongo que lo maravilloso del juego está en hacer el camino y tener una ilusión, ¿no? Como todo el mundo hat-trickero, todos tenemos una ilusión. Como pienso yo y como pensamos muchos, ¿no? También hay personas que se frustran por no conseguir lo más ansiado, ¿no? No te digo ya que sea la Copa Master, sino, no sé, la Copa Nacional quizás, ¿no? Ya sea una copa o un título medianamente importante, ¿no? ¿Cuál es la filosofía de Papa Miss en el sistema de juego que practica cada vez que entra a Hat-Trick? ¿Qué sistema de juego utiliza?
We believe that the magic in Hat-Trick is doing your own way and having an illusion or at least a plan. But there are also some people who get frustrated when they don't achieve a cup or an important enough title. What's your philosophy in Hat-Trick every time you start a cycle?
Well, I'm very competitive and I love to win. And of course, sometimes it feels like you are building the best team in the world. And you are not playing against other managers, you are playing against the match engine. And right now, Sherlock, I think it's one of the strongest team in the world. I'm number one in the global ladder. I think maybe by ratings, I'm almost number one on average. And still sometimes random screws you over, so you're losing in the cup with 90% to win, in the Masters with 80% to win. And I'm just saying that random can lose you matches, but it will not ruin your build, your ratings, your plan. So yeah, we need to accept that sometimes you will lose even if you are better, and sometimes you will not win the titles that you want, but at least you know that random had to work very, very hard to screw you over, and the team is good, the plan is good, the ratings and you can enjoy this, of course you really want to win. And it's easier to accept sometimes random results after you won something. Some teams are building like a very strong generation and eventually win nothing, and it's tough. I'm just saying Hat-Trick is checking and checking our resilience, so we could always plan for the future. And if you'll stay long enough in Hat-Trick and you'll build another team and another plan and another cycle, eventually you will win because you deserve it, and if you are doing everything right.
So someday we will.
Yeah, some people are saying I'll just be the last Hat-Trick manager and then I'll win. I'm kidding. If you have a good plan, you are increasing your chances.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Comenta que él es realmente muy competitivo, que ahora con Sherlock tiene uno de los mejores equipos de Hat-Trick, que está en la escalada global, por ejemplo, está líder. Tiene uno de los mejores equipos en calificaciones, en media de calificaciones, y que aún y así hay algún partido que con el 90% de opciones de ganarlo o con el 80% que lo acaba perdiendo, y que es muy duro, que el juego realmente pone a prueba tu paciencia, y que un partido que hayas perdido por mala suerte no quiere decir que el plan no esté funcionando o que tengas un mal equipo. Lógicamente él lo comenta él mismo, que desde su perspectiva de haber ganado varios títulos importantes es mucho más fácil aceptar ese tipo de derrotas que igual un equipo que no ha ganado anteriormente. Y what else did you say at the end? Sorry, you said about the losing with the 80 and 90%.
I'm just saying that the fact that you were better and you prepared well for a match and you increased your chances, and let's say the replays were 90% for you, random cannot take this from you. You could lose the match, but at least you know in your heart that you did everything right.
Y lo que añade es que aunque pierdas el partido, tú sabes que, o sea, si lo has preparado correctamente y las posibilidades te daban el 80-90%, dice que tú lo has jugado correctamente, con lo cual deberías quedarte con eso y seguir con el mismo plan.
Vale. De todas formas, pasamos ya a una pregunta mucho más animosa, ¿no? He de darte en principio la congratulations. Yo no lo digo, igual. He de darte la enhorabuena por tu éxito en el canal, ¿vale? Nosotros pretendemos algo similar con el idioma hispanohablante y quizás con algo de contenido en inglés. Y me gustaría saber una cosita, ¿no? ¿Cuáles de tus más de 170 vídeos, tu canal de YouTube, con cuáles de ellos te quedarías si tuvieras que elegir alguno?
He's saying we'll move on to very more animated topics. We'd like to congratulate you on your YouTube channel, and we'll pretend to do something similar, mainly with content in Spanish and some special interviews in English like this one. Of your 170 videos that you've got on your channel, which of them are your favorites?
First of all, thank you so much, and do interesting things, and I know that the Mundo Hat-Trick canal could be great. It depends. Like I really enjoy making the cycle training videos because it involves a lot of research, a lot of thinking, a lot about the plan. Doing a video about a different approach to cycle training, I think a lot about it to try to perfect the method. So I really enjoyed making those, but it takes time. I still have interesting ideas about different videos to do. So I would say for now, I guess the cycle training videos, I enjoy them the most. But I really like making videos about team spirit management or some different tactics like counterattack tactics and all the other tactics. I have interesting ideas about game preparation that I still didn't do, and I had a few secrets that I wanted to share, but after I win the Hat-Trick Masters and I still cannot do it.
Maybe you can share them with the Mundo Hat-Trick followers.
Yeah, no, and like nothing really special. Like trying to manage your team the best way possible. I would say this, but sometimes I'm doing like fun videos, and I really enjoy those. Like making something funny for. I think it was I made a song rap video for the year 2020, and I really enjoyed writing the lyrics there.
Primero de todo agradece las felicitaciones por su canal de YouTube. Dice que los vídeos que más tiempo le llevan preparar son lógicamente los del ciclo de entrenamiento, pero que a él personalmente son los que más le gustan porque aún y llevando el tiempo de preparación de mucha búsqueda de información e intentar mejorar el método y demás, son los que a él más le llenan. Luego dice que también tiene otros vídeos que le gustan mucho sobre cómo controlar el espíritu del equipo y demás secretos. Dice que tiene muchas ideas que le gustaría ir compartiendo y ha dicho que quiere hacer uno de secretos de Hat-Trick, pero que no lo va a publicar hasta que gane el Hat-Trick Masters. Le he pedido a ver si lo podía compartir con nosotros, pero me ha dicho que no. Y luego dice que también le divierten mucho algún vídeo que tiene él sobre temas diferentes, uno de una canción que hizo en 2020 que también se lo pasó muy bien preparándolo. Y nos anima a pasárnoslo muy bien con el canal.
Vale, pregúntale a Albert, que teníamos pensado hacerle más preguntas, pero bueno, que por tiempo ya vamos a resumir un poquito y le vamos a preguntarle lo más cortito posible. Darle también, aparte de la enhorabuena de YouTube Channel a la federación también de Hat-Trick. Es una federación que yo también estoy en ella. Bueno, también sí suele recibir muchas peticiones de ayuda en sus streams.
We will keep it a bit short because this is getting quite long. After your YouTube channel, we also like to congratulate you on your Hat-Trick Federation. Is the most populated, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Do you receive many Hat-Trick mails asking for help? Maybe like for, I don't know, maybe new managers asking for the secrets?
Yeah, I do. Sometimes a lot, sometimes less. Unfortunately, I do not have a lot of free time to really help everyone building a team from start to finish. But I do try to answer as much as I can. And I always say when I'm just doing my Twitch streams, everyone could come to the stream and ask any question they want, because if I'm online, I'm just answering everything. I wish that Hat-Trick was popular as League of Legends or Fortnite, and me and Casemiro could do, I don't know, millions of dollars of revenue, and then I would definitely make it my main job. But for now, we have to divide our time between family and work and also our passions like Hattrick.
Dice que sí, que sí que recibe muchas peticiones, que depende un poco de la época, que a veces recibe más, a veces recibe menos, que muchas veces le sabe mal porque no tiene el tiempo para contestar a todas ellas, pero que siempre intenta animar a los nuevos usuarios y que él desde aquí lo que les quiere transmitir es que en su canal de Twitch, donde hace los directos, que ahí sí que está abierto a contestar todas las dudas y ayudar a todos los managers, porque cuando está online es cuando realmente tiene tiempo, y que a ver si algún día es tan famoso como League of Legends o otros juegos y gente que se dedica a ello como tú o como él podéis ser millonarios también.
Dile que estoy ya preparando la casa en Andorra, que le invito a mi casa, nueva casa, al lado del Rubius, a la derecha del Rubius.
He's saying that he's preparing his new house in Andorra, where many of the YouTubers and Twitch streamers are living here in Spain.
Yeah, a lot of very famous different Spanish streamers. So
exactly.
If you'll make even one of them play Hattrick, this could be big.
Dice que si consigues que uno de los streamers famosos de España juegue a Hattrick, esto sí que podría ser un buen pelotazo.
Dile que el pelotazo lo vamos a pegar con ella.
He says he's already quite big with you playing on it.
Yeah, I know, but I think that there is one Spanish streamer that plays Hattrick. His name is Caps FM. He's always writing in the Spanish forum. He has quite a big YouTube channel, but there are a few like huge names in Spain doing Twitch streams with millions of viewers. So
I think that I'm not sure if it's the same one. There was one Spanish manager, but he was also doing YouTube videos about FIFA, and then once a week he was releasing a video about Hattrick.
Yeah, that's the one. Like he does not have millions of viewers. But I think like 100,000, something like this. But like the people who stream Fortnite and League of Legends.
Yeah.
And I think there is one that he's so big, like he made a soccer tournament, Kings. And
Kings League.
So we need him to play Hattrick.
Dice que ya. Sorry.
Yeah, for him, I'll make him private lessons.
Dice que ya hay muchos youtubers españoles relativamente famosos que juegan a Hattrick. Comenta el caso del manager Capsas, que hace, si no me equivoco, creo que hace vídeos de FIFA mayoritariamente, y creo que un día a la semana saca vídeos de su equipo de Hattrick, y comenta que lógicamente los otros streamers,
we need Ibai.
Yeah. We know him. Y dice que hay streamers famosos con millones de visitas, y hablaba del tema de la Kings League y la Queens League, y dice que necesitamos a convencer a Ibai para que juegue a Hattrick.
Dile que nos ponemos de acuerdo con él, con Papa Miss, nos ponemos los dos de acuerdo y hacemos un vídeo con Ibai.
Y otra cosa añadido que se me había olvidado, dice que si conseguimos que Ibai juegue a Hattrick, él se muestra voluntario para darle unas clases privadas.
Está bien. Perfecto. A ver, vamos a terminar ya con la última pregunta. Las quiz. Ok. Recientemente se hicieron cambios, como sabes, en la política de que entren los juveniles en el equipo, los youth juveniles. ¿Qué te merece esta opinión? Ha habido mucha controversia, por lo menos en España, sobre mucha gente que le han gustado, otros que le han gustado menos. ¿Qué es lo que opinas tú sobre esto?
Moving back onto hat-trick topics, there's been recent changes on the website regarding the scouting of the youth players. Now you see all of them at once instead of one by one when you reject them. Here in Spain, there has been a lot of controversy and different opinions about this. What's your opinion on this new change?
I love this change because before it was a lot of guessing and luck. Of course, if you had like calculated guesses, should I take the first one? Should I take the second one? And right now, maybe some people say that hat-trick is making it a little bit easier. But on the other hand, you still need to make a decision. Just you could compare the free choices. So overall, I love this change. Usually, I wouldn't say like it makes the game more stupid, because if you had a very good pick for a youth player, you would just take him. So right now, it would just say that, okay, let's compare the players. And if there are still like two mediocre players, you could still make the choice that you want. But basically, if you'd stumble upon a star, you will get him. So overall, I think it's a good change. And also the fact that they are right now not restricting you from taking a player once a week between the financial updates, it's also good, because in some rare cases you have two nice players that you want to promote together.
Yeah.
And why not? It was like, I don't know, some restrictions from the old times. Maybe it was for a reason, but the reason is not good enough right now. So we do need to change and adapt, and I think that was okay.
Dice que en general le gusta mucho el cambio. Dice que entiende que haya gente que no le pueda gustar porque pueda pensar que hace el juego un poco más simple, pero que de todas formas que antes era mucho más un tema de suerte, que sí que podías hacer tus cálculos e intentar adivinar si tenías que coger el primer jugador que te venía o tal, pero que no, que a él le gusta el cambio porque realmente sigues tomando la decisión tú, simplemente ves las tres cartas al mismo momento, que lógicamente si te viene un jugador muy bueno vas a coger a ese, pero que a veces si tienes igualdad pues puedes escoger mejor viendo las cartas. Luego también comenta otro cambio reciente, que ahora puedes subir 2 juveniles en la misma semana. Dice que a él también le gusta ese cambio porque seguramente había una razón por la cual antiguamente no se podía, pero que ahora mismo ya no tiene ningún sentido, y que si tienes 2 juveniles que cumplen años relativamente cercano, pues que es una buena ventaja poderlos promocionar los dos.
Yeah, I would say they made one change about the Youth Academy before, when they closed league hopping, when you could play 4-team league and then switch and save like 5 days. So
for me that was a bigger change than the
yeah, and I really liked league hopping. It was one of the small tweaks that if you are an active manager, you could gain small advantages. But again, they made the change. We need to adapt, and that's it.
Yeah. Comenta que el otro cambio es el que en las ligas juveniles ahora no puedes cambiar de una a otra, sino que tienes que esperar una semana. Que dice que este cambio no le gusta tanto porque antes beneficiaba a los managers más activos, y que podía sacar una pequeña ventaja, que ahora no, pero que igualmente hay que adaptarse a los cambios y sacarlo mejor.
Sí, hay gente que dicen al contrario, que precisamente en el foro que ahora hay que sacarlo mucho antes de que otros lo saquen después. Pero bueno, esta es la opinión del señor Papamish y hay que respetarla. Hay opiniones, como te digo, de una parte y de otra. Hay de todo tipo de opiniones. Albert, ya he terminado. Si tú quieres, te voy a ceder los honores para que si les quieres preguntarle tú personalmente algo a Papamish, que lo mereces, la verdad, por el trabajo que hace.
Voy a lanzarle una pregunta a ver qué consejos me da para mi equipo. Casemiro has finished with all his questions. I'm gonna throw you one of mine.
No problem.
After seeing some of your YouTube videos regarding training cycles, I decided to go for a long-term cycle myself. I started with goalkeeping at first. I signed 2 goalkeepers, then I started training them. Once they had enough level, I moved on to defense, and I did like 3 seasons of defense, and I'm now on playmaking, and I'm doing 4 seasons of playmaking. I'm on the second one now, and after that I'll move to winger passing and set pieces. And the strikers I'm gonna sign, I've signed them when I started the playmaking. I know it's a very general cycle, but what are your tips for a cycle like this, and how do you keep the motivation when you are preparing the team for like 5 years in advance?
Okay, so what you are doing is what's called the, I would say, old school cycle. It's different because you are training basically every aspect of your team, and you are doing this right because there are a few things you need to consider, that goalkeeping and defense are the skills that train the slowest, but also the skill drop is also slow. So it's better to, if you do this, to train this at the beginning and then to train forwards, because scoring drops fastest. But the problems that you'll have with such a team, and that's why those are not the cycle training that I recommend, because at some point you are stopping training some players. You're training your goalkeepers, and then you are moving to defense. You are still training your goalkeepers, and you are adding defenders on maybe inner midfielders. You are starting to train playmaking, so the inner midfielders and center defenders are starting to train, which is great, but you stop training goalkeepers. So eventually, when you will finish your build and you'll have a team, your players will not be the best. And that's why you will have problems reaching the very high levels of a hat-trick. On the other hand, you could do this continuously. After scoring, you could go back to goalkeeping. So you could stay in middle divisions and be competitive all the time, but you are not reaching the very big highs, which I recommend in my cycle trainings. Sometimes they call this golden generation, because what you want to do is train a few players at the same age. And when you are buying new players, you are buying them at the same age as the players that you trained, and they are already trained. So all of them will have like the potential of 2100 or 2200 HTMS, which means they're like almost NT level players, and your peak will be very, very high. So what could I recommend you? I would ask you, what do you want to reach with this plan? What do you want to go to the Premier Division? You want to have fun? So depending on your answer, I could give you suggestions.
I like to go on the highest division possible. If it can be the first division, perfect. If at least I would like to reach third division, because in Spain we've got like 7 divisions. It's very difficult to reach the top ones, but at least I would like to go on third.
I don't know. Maybe you could reach the third division. I don't think you could go higher. You'll have a ceiling that you cannot breach because your players will not be perfectly trained, and you will be facing teams that eventually do have perfect players. So you could do two things. You could have the lineup simulator. You could estimate the players that you will have, their levels, and then build them in the hat-trick simulator and see what your ratings will be. See if it's enough for you to compete in the third division or more. And if it's enough, continue with your plan. If it's not enough, you have two possibilities. One of them is probably your players are worth a lot of money. You could always sell them, when not now, maybe if you'll have good players in your youth academy, and with a big budget start a cycle training, maybe according to one of my plans. It will take you longer right now because you'll start from 17-year-old players, but the ceiling will be very, very high with good budget. Or on the other hand, if you do have money, you could continue with your plan, but eventually, let's say when you are moving from defense to playmaking, continue training your inner midfielders and wingers all the time, and with the money that you do have, replace your goalkeepers in the future, replace your center defender or wing backs in the future, and just trade your way to the top.
Okay, thank you.
¿Puedes traducir lo
Sí.
que has estado hablando con él?
Sí, le he comentado un poco sobre mi equipo, que estoy haciendo un plan a largo plazo. He entrenado ya portería y defensa. Primeramente estoy ahora entrenando jugadas y en el futuro, de pasadas las 4 temporadas de jugadas, voy a pasar a pases lateral y balón parado, ya que los delanteros los ficho ya entrenados. Respecto a eso, me ha comentado que es un método de entrenamiento de ciclo, old school lo ha llamado él, que está bien, pero el fallo que comenta es que hay algún punto donde hay jugadores que los dejas de entrenar. Por ejemplo, cuando entrenas a tus porteros, luego pasas a defensa, pero cuando pasas a jugadas el portero deja de mejorar. Entonces, lo que él me recomendaría es, dependiendo del objetivo que tenga, ver las calificaciones que voy a sacar una vez tenga el equipo completo, y si eso me permite llegar a mi objetivo, perfecto. Si no, lo que me recomienda es llegados a un punto, o vender el equipo y empezar con uno de los ciclos que él recomienda, que tendría un techo mucho mayor, o si tengo dinero disponible, la otra opción es ir reemplazando los jugadores conforme lo vaya necesitando, y por ejemplo vender al portero y entonces usar el dinero para fichar a uno mejor y aumentar el techo del equipo.
Muy bien, muchísimas gracias para mí por tu visita a Mundo Hat-Trick. Que sepas, quiero que tú le digas también, le traduzca lo siguiente, Albert, que sepa que sigo su canal y bueno, y que en mi federación Mundo Hat-Trick y la guía definitiva, pues sigue muy de cerca los miembros, tus vídeos transcritos, ¿vale? Que publicas en tu canal.
He'd like to thank you very much for visiting Mundo Hat-Trick, and he'd like you to know that he's following all your videos and watching all of them transcribed, and all his federation is following your tips and videos.
Thank you so much. But by the way, Albert, I hope that my answer about your plan didn't make you too sad.
No.
I would say that your chance to go up in the divisions is higher than Casemiro's 11 homegrown players. So at least it's something.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure being here.
Dice que ha sido un placer estar aquí con nosotros, que espera no haberme hecho un triste por decirme que mi plan es un poco justo para llegar a divisiones altas, pero que aún ya sí dice que tengo mayores posibilidades que tú con el equipo de 11 juveniles, con lo cual siempre me quedará esto.
Dile que con los ingresos que voy a recibir de los 2 vídeos que me he hecho con Papamil, me voy a comer un burger, ¿vale? Y 2 pizzas. Esta noche y mañana.
He's saying that with the money that he'll get from the 2 videos that he's gonna make with you, he's gonna get 2 burgers and pizzas for tomorrow. So at least he's got this.
Thank you.
Bueno, muchísimas gracias, Papamil, en serio, muchísimas gracias. Aquí vamos a dejar la entrevista. Espero que haya sido de vuestro agrado. Ya he pensado que voy a retirarme del equipo de juveniles, voy a hacerme un equipo más competitivo después de esto ya. Y nada, chavales, mundonianos, pues venga, chao, chao.
Ricky Baker, Aquí soltamos ticket y después estamos freaky, La bebé se pone piqui, pero es bien cool para perrear, Ya se ve, ahora me enfoco en usted. Sabes cómo quiero verte, mami, cómo me quieres ver, soltando